I'm hopeful that everyone can see this screen and hear me properly, but it is great to join you all. I am Lynn Kilroy, the Director of Corporate Communications, and my work at the company here really is to oversee the thought leadership brand reputation for the company, but I also have the great pleasure of working on the Cottonseed marketing and helping guide and lead that effort. So let's dive right into it. The marketing strategy for cottonseed is to drive awareness and purchase consideration for whole cottonseed and also for oil. It really bubbles up underneath the overall Cotton Incorporated mission, which is to increase the demand for and profitability of cotton through research and promotion. Our objectives are to increase the demand for whole cottonseed on the dairy and beef side. We are targeting cattle producers and nutritionists. And many of you on the call today may fit into both the cotton producer category and also you may be a dairy or a beef producer. So if you are, we're speaking to you. Our objective for cottonseed oil is to drive awareness among commercial food service sector, not directly to the consumer. So let's talk through the research and marketing and how it creates an impact. As you know, our organization is based on research. Strong research is the foundation of our overall marketing activities. It bubbles up to our objectives, our strategies, what tactics we use in order to get results. Research results help us target that audience appropriately. In fact, back in 1994, dairy research became the foundation of educational materials to guide producers in the use of whole cottonseed and other cotton byproducts. Today, we continue that effort. I'm going to go through the presentation by addressing whole cottonseed first, and then we'll get to oil. For cattle producer audiences, we segment and separate those audiences out. Our campaigns are national in scope, and I think these maps are a good demonstration that show where the dairy audiences and beef audiences live. That shows that really our strategic approach covers the majority of the country. That said, they have a regional effort and are also segmented separately with how we communicate out and market to each of the audiences, dairy and beef separately. As many of you know, the U.S. dairy industry has undergone significant consolidation over the past 2 decades, but the number of dairy cows in milk production has been stable. Because whole cottonseed boosts milk production by providing a dense source of energy, of protein, and of fiber, it supports the rumen health and increases milk yield and milk fat. It's very important to continue the marketing of whole cottonseed to this audience and continue to market to stay in the ration. On the beef side, there's also been consolidation. We're seeing fewer, larger, efficiency-driven operations, making whole cottonseed an important feed ingredient. It is cost-effective, and we demonstrate that. It is high with energy, fat, fiber, and protein. And on the beef side, it especially supports weight gain, rumen health, and finishing performance for cow-calf and feedlot systems. This slide really shows the personas that we are marketing to. Again, if we're speaking directly to dairy and beef nutritionists and producers, for marketing purposes, we've done a deep dive to understand the psychographic profile of each of these audiences. We've learned what media publications they read, we're studying what industry events they attend, and we understand more about where they're showing up and finding their information so we can market to them effectively. Also, and importantly, and we've heard this feedback, while the producer is still skewing older, that next generation of dairy and beef producer is coming along. And so we're marketing to them as well, and we'll get into that in a little bit. We also look at the nutrition audience very carefully. Oh, excuse me. We're looking at that nutritionist audience carefully as well, understanding that she's often female, they're very educated, they're reading those scientific journals, and so we're meeting them where they're learning their information. This is a customer journey map that we've developed for cottonseed. We've got the 60 years of expertise on the fiber marketing side, understanding that supply chain journey on fiber. When it comes to cottonseed, it's important for us to employ the same type of approach to understand the need and where they are learning the information so we can deliver a message that's meaningful to this customer at a time that's relevant and critical, whether it's in the awareness stage, the ration evaluation stage, or the decision-making stage. We're understanding how to reach that audience at each point along the way. We're also keeping our marketing activities consistent throughout the year. We've got an emphasis ahead of and during harvest. While cotton is being planted, or while cotton is being planned, planted, harvested, and ginned, producers and nutritionists are making summer feed program decisions during the late spring. They're watching the volatility of feedstuffs based on what growing conditions are occurring, and we're keeping that in mind and aligning that with our marketing activities throughout the year. I really encourage you, if you haven't checked it out, to check out wholecottonseed.com. The website has so much robust information. This is probably the most successful, most recent areas of the website. What this is the Cottonseed Marketplace. The Cottonseed Marketplace is an area of the site where you can get real-time pricing of what whole cottonseed is selling for in different regions of the country. We've pulled that with an API into the website so that when we are, even though we're not selling cottonseed, we are connecting suppliers to buyers as closely as we possibly can. So this is a very interactive area of the site where you can go on as a buyer or supplier and connect to different areas of the country where cottonseed is being sold. And I think it's, the most feedback we've received recently is that this has been the most helpful. So please check that out. And again, this is our effort with marketing to make sure that while we're not selling, we're meeting this audience along the way and providing that information when it's really critical. Some other assets on the site and some other content on the website that's been extremely beneficial to this audience to reach them is the huge array of everything from nutrient values and interviews with dairy nutritionists, not only the marketplace section. There's feeding and storing practices. There's articles on sample rations. There's videos and content on how to store and helping also address some of the challenges that we've heard with storage, with availability, with how to build a ration. So the website is a very robust place for this information. And last year we had 70,000 visitors to the website. So it's important to share with this audience that not only is the content being placed on the site, but we're seeing the metrics show us that it's important. We also have a subscriber base of 2,500 to our newsletter. So if you have not signed up for the newsletter, you can go on the website to sign up for the newsletter so you can receive some of this content highlighting the topics that we're talking about. We've also developed creative campaigns that reach both the beef and the dairy audience. Our beef campaign was in its first full year last year. It was very effective. It's all hat, all cattle, a message that resonates so that we can demonstrate to that audience not to settle for a feed ingredient that is just all talk. We saw 40,000 page views that linked to this campaign on the website. So we know that with that metric, it's effective. And the reason we know that is our dairy campaign that's also on the screen to the right called Dear Nutritionist. This has just completed its third year. And with 24,000 page views, significantly less than the beef campaign, we're seeing that it may need to be refreshed and re-energized with a message, although it's definitely done its work for us, and we're looking forward to unveiling the new dairy campaign later this year. We have a very strong group of advisory council members, and I'm going to show you who they are in a minute, but we utilize our advisory council members so that we can develop content that is peer-to-peer, everything from educational videos and articles that we interview them for on how to build a ration, how to manage gossipal, how to store whole cottonseed, some of those other challenges that we keep hearing. Our advisory council members are those peer-to-peer experts who step in and help us when it comes to understanding opportunities and also building some of the campaigns and marketing materials that we have. So I mentioned these folks. We cannot impress enough the importance of the information that this group shares. They've really helped us understand critical challenges, opportunities as we plan our marketing activities throughout the year. You can see from some of the names and faces here, and you may know some of these folks. Some of our members of our board have also participated as advisory council members, and we thank them for their time. It's a huge amount of time with four cottonseed calls throughout the year where we're sharing challenges, listening to presentations. These are respected nutritionists, producers, consultants, researchers, and those presentations have really helped create a lot of the background for how we strategically plan our marketing efforts for the year. We've also expanded the councils last year, and we're looking forward to a really strong year ahead. Now I'm going to dive into cottonseed oil. On the cottonseed oil side, we are in the awareness stage for cottonseed oil marketing. The audience that we're targeting is commercial food service and supply chain influencers. I do often get the question, why can I not find cottonseed oil on the grocery store shelves? And the reason for that is, first of all, you can find cottonseed oil, especially on Amazon. However, our goal here is to educate about the use of cottonseed oil among the food service industry specifically. We're educating this audience about the benefits and also about the applications for cottonseed oil. Even though there's currently a crushing capacity and availability challenge, we're continuing to keep that momentum up and grow interest within the food service industry. Similarly to the fiber customer journey map and the cottonseed customer journey map, we also have developed a customer journey map for cottonseed oil. From processing, which is crushers, to selling, which would be suppliers, manufacturers, sales reps, to decision making, which are sustainability directors, purchasing directors, food service directors, head chefs, research chefs, and those actually using the product, which are often non-research chefs and other manufacturers. Understanding and knowing where and when and how to deliver the message that's meaningful to this customer is really critical. So we look at all of that when we set up and develop our marketing materials. Also, similarly to wholecottonseed.com, if you have not been to the cottonseedoil.org website, we encourage you to do so. Last year, we had over 20,000 visitors to the Cottonseed Oil website. And the numbers will be less than what you see for a typical consumer website because our audience is so niche. If we're targeting food service chefs, the culinary world, 20,000 is a good number. And in fact, it is 40% more than the year before. We're sharing everything from usage inspiration and key benefits of cottonseed oil on the website. Cottonseed oil has some incredible benefits that the food service industry really needs and respects. The high smoke point, the neutral flavor, cottonseed oil cooks clean, it's got a good mouth feel. These are all attributes and characteristics that matter to the food service world. We're also telling the story of cottonseed oil related to those benefits. I mentioned the smoke point, the neutral flavor, that it cooks clean. We're sharing stories about research updates that occur when we have outcomes. We're building that body of evidence on the potential health benefits related to cottonseed oil now. And we're keeping an eye also on conversations that are out there and narratives that are out there that might be challenges for cottonseed oil. There's a seed oil narrative that we're watching very carefully so that we can understand where cottonseed oil fits into that. We're also telling the story of cottonseed oil and how it fits into different trends, that it's plant-based, that it's sustainable, that it's flavor neutral. We're also telling that story of sustainability specifically, and I'll get into that in a minute because we see that as a nice opportunity for cottonseed oil above other oils. Let's see. All of these stories can be found on the Cottonseed Oil website. With our focus on the food service industry, on chefs, and also on purchasing directors for food service, the content that's on the site and the content that we're putting out does speak directly to this audience. We've got a partnership with a digital publishing hub called Chef's Roll. Chef's Roll has over 1 million food service and chef representatives. We've created a series of cooking videos, and many of you on the call, if you've seen me present on Cottonseed in the past, you've seen me present some of those videos. We chose not to do so today, but you can certainly go to the website and see them there. Chefs love inspirational opportunities and inspirational recipes. They're always looking for what is new, what can I use, and because cottonseed oil addresses that and also addresses it with key benefits, it's a great place for, it's a great space for us, and we've got to tell that story to them. Because we're also building our health and nutrition research, we're finding that we have a need to create recipes that are healthier in use. So even though we've got so many good images of cottonseed oil as a frying oil, we've moved and created a series of images this past year with healthier recipes. Recipes that use cottonseed oil in salad dressings, as baking options. I mean, who doesn't love a beignet from Café du Monde who has only ever used cottonseed oil to cook their beignets? But because we've got this health research occurring as well, we feel we need to build up that body of recipes. So we've done so recently. And we'll continue to watch that. We've attended and met with industry professionals at conferences that food service attends regularly, like the National Restaurant Association event with 60,000 food service professionals, and we've conducted meetings with suppliers, with vendors, and with brands to educate them about cottonseed oil. Some more content examples here. While the nutrition research continues, again, we're educating about those key benefits, and sustainability, which I mentioned before, is an attribute that's relevant as the food service directors are considering how their ingredient purchases might impact their sustainability goals as an organization. We've conducted research and published an LCA showing that refined cottonseed oil excels in 6 out of 8 environmental impact categories over other cooking oils, making it a climate-friendly option. We do see this as an opportunity. It reinforces cottonseed oil as a key differentiator with sustainability. The analysis is the environmental impacts of 4 commonly used vegetable oils. You can find the LCA on the Cottonseed Oil website, and we've seen a very large amount of downloads for this research, so we're excited to see that. Again, refined cottonseed oil showed a clear advantage with the potential to reduce climate change impacts for restaurants using frying oil by up to 83%. So we encourage you to take a look at that. We're using the downloads as one of the metrics for this, and excited about the future for cottonseed oil with sustainability in mind. Our advisory council is shown here for cottonseed oil. We plan and host quarterly meetings. I think we may have one of our advisory council members on the call with us from PICO, John Chisholm, for those of you who may know him. And if you haven't been to the Nicolette in Lubbock, please go. Finn Walter, the executive chef and owner there, is one of our chefs as well. These are the folks that are helping guide and outline the challenges, the opportunities. We do have another council member. We don't have his headshot yet, but he comes from one of the suppliers for cottonseed oil, and it's also great to get that insight. So we can't thank them enough, and if you know them, please thank them on our behalf as well. And so just finally, one of the ways you can follow and learn and keep abreast of all that's going on is you can join us. You can sign up for the newsletter on the wholecottonseed.com website, and you can review the content, make some of the information available to you. And we look forward to continuing that. So thank you very much for this time to present.